So I'm sure if you watched Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara or even the song, you've thought once, maybe I need to someday attend this festival. If not, the video itself would be a little fascinating as to why so many people are throwing tomatoes, what exactly is happening. So I am here to answer all your questions. And the biggest question of all, is it worth it or no? So welcome to this episode of Tomatina Festival that's coming up in August. I attended this last year with Deepak and I've learned a lot of things. Is it worth it or no? Stay tuned to know if it is. What you need to be aware of, tips and tricks, what you need to careful about. I'll just walk you through everything. So bring your snacks, bring your choice of beverage because this video is going to be a long one, or maybe I'll cut it short and make it 2 parts. Who knows? Okay, so to begin with, what is Tomatina Festival? So this happens in a very small village in Spain called Bunol, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and it's basically a very tiny village of just 9,000 people or so, and this is like a mega event for them, and everyone's just throwing water, everyone's celebrating. It's just a fun affair for this one day. So when does it happen? There's a particular date set, so it's the last Wednesday of August every year. So every year the last Wednesday of August is when Tomatina Festival happens. Before, it was not that fancy, it was not known by a lot of people, so there were no restrictions on number of tickets to be sold. But because of late it's gotten extremely popular, I don't know if it's our Bollywood movie that helped it or what, but you'll see at least 70% of the crowd there Indians, so you know what it is. Yeah, but right now the restrictions are that only 20,000 tickets are sold every year. So book your tickets in advance and yeah, book yourself a seat. So what happens? What is this festival basically? So this started, I think, in 1945, 1950 somewhere, where these tomatoes are not basically wastage of food. These tomatoes are not suitable for consumption. That's the reason. I don't know how it started. Is it a cultural thing or something? But it just started as a fun affair, and then slowly international tourists started to know that there's a festival like this, and then year over year there were a lot of tourists coming in. I did vlog it last year, but it was a very different, overwhelming experience for me, so I am not sure how the vlog has turned up. I've tried to put in bits and pieces and make a good vlog. So let's go to Aishwarya Shetty from 24. A lot of struggle, we have our bands secured. Show me your band. We have swimming glasses. I don't know, Deepak did not want to spoil his sunglasses, so he got swimming glasses. So now we walk towards the party. Alright, so we finally freshened up, we grabbed some snacks, and now we're waiting for the bus to go back. I managed to change, we managed to find a shower where we could clean up, and now we wait to go back home. I'll give you the review or the experience once we're back home. So see you there. Alright, so let's come back to the present so that this helps you in planning your 25 visit to Tomatina or somewhere in the future. So firstly, how do you book tickets? Now I thought the site that I'm booking from is the official Tomatina site, but only once I reached there is when I got to know that there are multiple resellers or sellers or vendors for Tomatina festival. So when you enter Bunol, your ticket is either the entry ticket only, or you book a ticket through with the bus transfer. So there are tickets from Madrid, from Barcelona, we stayed in Valencia, which is the closest city to Bunol, and it was like a 2 or 3 hours bus ride from there. Barcelona, Madrid, these are all quite further away, so you need to like start at around 3 a.m. 4 a.m. in the morning. For us, we had options starting from 6 a.m. and then the last bus was at 8 a.m. But we thought that whatever slot you book, that's the slot you get. So you reach, if your bus starts at 7 a.m., you're there by 6:50, you get a bus at 7. That's wrong. The people there, my God. And because there are so many buses from different vendors as well, Bunol is crowded and it's a very small village. They only have one ground to park the buses. So your buses are limited. Our vendor had around 15 buses, but the number of people in Valencia were too many. And it was like a jam-packed fight to just enter a bus. So you do not get your ticket until you reach Bunol. So you're just showing your ticket to enter the bus. And then we had booked a slot for 7 a.m. We reached at around 6:45 and we didn't get into the bus until 8:30 a.m. I think. And anyway, we got into the last bus. So that's still okay. Why this is important is if you don't want to miss the initial part of Tomatina. So what happens in Tomatina is that it goes around only for 1 hour from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And how do you know when this starts is when, I have not seen this, but this is what I read, that towards the end or towards the beginning of the village is where you have a big pole and there's a ham on the top of the pole. And I think the pole is greased with oil or something like that. The official start of the festival is when one person reaches on top of the ham and top of the pole and picks the ham. So I didn't get to see all of this because thanks to our vendor, we got into the last bus and then we were towards the end of the city. I'll talk about this more because this is important. So if you want to get into all of that original authentic feeling, there are several people, so just go at the earliest possible time. And I don't think you have any options to stay in Bunol because it's a very small city, so the closest is Valencia if I'm not wrong. And I'll link the vendor that we brought this ticket from, but there are a lot of vendors, so maybe just do your research and see your reviews and maybe check for the timelines if you want. So I'm just mixing up things. So when you hear a fire gun or a fireworks sound or a siren sound, so it's an entire stretch where there are trucks and trucks of tomatoes coming in. So it starts from a very far distance where the ham and the pole thing happens, and the minute someone reaches the ham is where there's a firework, and that's the official beginning of the festival. Now because it's a very difficult task, there's a hard cutoff of 11 a.m. So by 11 a.m. if nobody reaches the ham, there are fireworks and it's just the beginning of the tomato fight. So what happens at 11 a.m. is that you'll listen to a firework and then you see trucks starting to come. Now you might think that trucks are coming in, that's going to be fun. But my God, are people competitive? Are people ferocious? Absolutely yes. Because it's like a complete food fight, and the tomatoes do not taste good, and I think because it's mixed with so many things, there are a lot of sand in it, so please do not keep your mouth open because the taste is pathetic. And you might think that I don't want to get wet a lot, I don't want to have a lot of tomato. I was also thinking like that, but not one spot, one dot in your body is going to be left without being stained or being attacked by tomato. The person you know, the person you don't know, everybody's throwing on you. The trucks that are going, there are people in it and they keep throwing and throwing tomatoes on you. It's mashed or I don't know what, but it's like proper pulpy, and then they are throwing it, and then there are some people who will bring glasses and then they pour it on you. The entire street is just flowing with tomato pulp, and people are sleeping on it, people are throwing it on you, people are pushing it on you, and then there are people like me who are short, who can't see anything. They are trying to get in because it's super crowded. You don't have space to even move your arm or anything. So just be careful with that. I'll talk about what things to keep in mind maybe in the next video or in this video. But so this is what happens, and then this happens for 1 hour only. Now the residents of Bunal, so this is a town where one of the street is turned into this entire food fight, but there are residents who are watching you from their homes and they are also throwing things on you. So even before the food fight starts, you know people are going to throw things on you. I think there was one kid who threw an entire bucket of water on us, and we were completely drenched in water by the time we could find a spot. So it's not that you're going to find some spot. The more you walk further is the more closer you get towards the main event, where you'll find a lot of reporters and photographers and all of that. We were very much towards the end because we were late, and it was still equally fun, because if you're towards the end, to come out of the festival is a little difficult for you, but because we were towards the end, the gate already, to get out was easier. So this is how the entire festival looks like. It is very chaotic, but it's equally fun. You have tomatoes coming in everywhere, you have people throwing on you. Also be careful because everybody's walking and running and dancing, and a lot of people I see their chappals broke, and then some people had some injuries in their legs. So always wear covered shoes if that helps. That does help. So this happens for 1 hour, right? So correct, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. you have this. 12 p.m. onwards, the trucks stop, and then you're asked to leave because they also have to clean the place. So the drainage system is blocked because there are so many tomatoes, and then there are people with banners, people with funky costumes which are all torn. I saw so many people's t-shirts being torn. So all of that mess is in the street, and then the people, the volunteers of the city, they come to clean it. So by 12 everything's shut. You have 1 hour to make full use of that festival that you paid for, the ticket that you paid for. So after 12 p.m. they're just pushing you, saying, okay, now you need to make a move. But now this is where things get dirty, because there are no washrooms around. Nothing's arranged by the government to, take a shower. So what do? Some residents, they stand with a pipe to just help you with just basic cleaning, and then some of them take money for it, but then you've kept your things in the locker, so you don't know how to pay for it. So always carry some cash. And so on the way you find a lot of people giving you these free showers, but anyway you will still be a little dirty. Now talking about the vendors, so when you enter Bunal, you just get down at the main parking lot, and then you come to the main entrance. Now this is where I got confused, because I thought I booked from the main event page, and that's why this is the only counter that I need to get to. But no, the main counter is only for lockers. And lockers, I think we paid by card, I do not remember, it's always preferred, it's always safe to carry some cash. So you cannot take any luggage inside. So when you're entering Bunal, the main food fight street, you can't carry anything, not even liquids, not even a bottle of water. Only we just had our phone cover, the waterproof pack to keep your phone, and then I had my GoPro, and that's it. You can't carry any bags, even a side bag, and I think it's for your own safety, because there are a lot of people, there are chances things might get stolen, and it's anyway going to get wet, and there's a lot of pulling and pushing. So no liquids allowed, no glasses, no bottles, nothing of that sort. So before that, you can book a locker. Now if your vendor has you booked a locker through your vendor, then you can always store it there. But I had not booked it, so the minute you enter Bunol is where you get this, and it's a long queue. So that's where we kept our luggage. I think it was 5 or 10 euros per bag, and it's again a very crowded open area locker storage. Not that you have a key or something, you're just given a token and then you come and collect your bag. So do not bring a lot of, I would say, valuables or expensive items, but always carry an extra pair of clothes. That's where you keep your bag, and then you go inside. So I thought, okay, this is where I get my ticket, because your ticket is basically a band. But no, now comes the main part. We then got to know from the main counter that every vendor has a stall somewhere. So that's why when you book your ticket is where you'll get a Google Map link. So just follow that map. That's where your vendor is going to be, because there are multiple vendors, so there are high chances you'll get confused as to which vendor you are going to. And why this is important is because if you are anywhere close to 11 a.m, you don't have your ticket, first you're not allowed to go inside, and then after 11 a.m they just shut it. No, even if you have a ticket, you can't enter because the cutoff time has passed. So run to your Google Map location. If you don't get it, maybe ask someone, they'll help you out. And then that's where your vendor is, that's where you get your ticket. And if you booked a locker, you get a locker. Now these people also, some vendors I saw did have shower system. Now it's not like a fancy bathroom that you get, but they do have this shower where you pay 5 euros or 3 euros, and then you get water supply for like 3 minutes, something like that. So you'll understand the importance of each minute, each drop of water. So do not expect to be squeaky clean, because a lot of people are waiting for water. So you make use of whatever chance you get with the water that's available. Again, your vendor, when you're booking a ticket, you have multiple options. One is ticket with bus and lockers, bus ticket, locker, food, because paella is very famous in Spain, so you have an option to book that. And also each vendor has their own area, so when you're going to collect your bag or you're going to collect your ticket, you can see a lot of people selling paellas and sangria, because that's also another famous Spain delicacy. So these are all the fun things that happen. The only thing to keep in mind is that just go spot your vendor as soon as possible, collect your tickets, rush to the entrance. You can do all the later photo stuff later, because after 11 you're not allowed to go inside. So for some reason the video just got cut short. I don't know why and how. There are a lot more details to how to enter, what rules to keep in mind, what things to be mindful of. I have made a separate video on it. I'll see you on that one. If you like this video, you know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions attending this festival, or if you have any questions in general about this entire video. Happy to help you. Till then, subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the second part of this video.